Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, this is the unveiling, unboxing, whatever else you want to call it. What glycol system did I buy? And what else did I buy? I am literally broke. I have spent every bit of savings I have as far as that is dedicated to my brewing. And that's a huge thank you to all the viewers out there, everybody who goes and says, hey, I'm gonna go Amazon shopping. Let me click on his link, or go to More Beer or Ventures in Homebrew. Wherever you go and you click on those affiliate links, it's greatly appreciated. The money comes back here 100%. Trust me, it's actually a lot of out of pocket on top of that. And I do little odd things on the side just to make some more. So, and no, not what you're thinking. But hey, okay. So before I do the unveiling, don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing, keep supporting the channel. It's truly appreciated. And I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So got 2.5 gallons of glycol. That right there should give you a key and narrow it down as to which system I chose and why I chose it, maybe. What else did I buy? No, I did not buy any new fermenters, but I had this coil and I bought it a while ago so I could try to do like an ice water chilling system instead of glycol in a all-rounder. Well, you know, things get busy and you just never get around to it. So maybe we'll do some comparisons and some testing, but needless to say, I bought 3 more of these coils. I only have 2 all-rounders. Why did I buy 3? Yeah, I bought some more lids for these bad boys. Yeah, the Fermonsters, we're gonna turn those into, or give them the ability to become cooled systems with glycol. And I know some of you out there are thinking, well, wait a minute. Just shoving a coil in there is not gonna keep it cool. You're gonna have to wrap it and do all these other cool things. Yeah, did I say I have lots of boxes and everything around here is making noise now? So I got fresh lids so I can drill holes. Shockingly, at More Beer, you can get some tools that you can get at your hardware store for less. So I got them. Drill a nice hole. I've got more of the all-rounder jackets because I found that the jacket that fits around here seems to fit really well in the Fermonster too. So I got that. I've got a bunch of Duo-Tight stuff because all the chilling systems are gonna be through Duo-Tights. I got more Thermowells. I got another Inkbird temperature controller that I actually got with Wi-Fi built in because I want to play around with that. Yeah, I'm dropping some hints here that you may or may not be catching on to, but it's okay. So first of all, what did I not choose and why? Well, I'm not even gonna go into the detail of all the systems. I'm just gonna go through the top 3 systems. The top 3 systems for what I was looking for and what I felt would fit my needs was between the BrewBuilt IceMaster Max 2 Glycol. That was actually one of my first choices. BrewBuilt IceMaster Max 4, and the Glycol Chiller. I know, it's not as cool of a fancy name, but it is what it is. So, first of all, the BrewBuilt IceMaster Max 2 Glycol system. Hands down, probably the best bet and the best value for most home brewers. And when you think about brewing, most home brewers are doing one batch every 2 to 4 weeks, at least the ones I know personally that are avid brewers. And that really doesn't show a demand for more than 2 systems ever chilling at the same time. So I just feel like that system is perfect for probably the vast majority of home brewers. Now, I'm a little bit of an exception because I do brew about the same as, you know, maybe say 1 every 2 weeks. But the difference is I usually brew nothing for 2 weeks or even a month. And then I'll brew 3, 4, 5, 6 batches back to back. It's just the way I do it. So I'll try to get I got a big weekend coming up here soon that I'm trying to get off, but I got to get my boss to approve it. And he's the one who recommended it and I'm not sure if he wants to approve it. So hey, we'll see how that works out. Okay, so it was down to the BrewBuilt IceMaster Max 4 and the Glycol Chiller. I really, really like the BrewBuilt IceMaster Max 4. You're talking 4 built-in pumps, 4 built-in digital temperature controllers. I've read some of the negatives and some of the pros on all the systems, including the Glycol Chiller, since we're just gonna throw them both together in there in the comparisons. And, you know, nothing's perfect for any one person. Or should I say nothing's perfect, is a catch-all for everybody. Let's put it that way. There's always going to be something that might be better for someone that maybe doesn't fit this other person, and over here, this fits better. So like the BrewBuilt IceMaster, I believe it was the 100, that's great. If you already have all the pumps and you have everything and you're like, yeah, I don't want all that stuff, I already have it, great. Otherwise, the Max 4 was a much better value. When it came down to it, I've driven little cars most of my life, not because I am a green person, but it's because I like little cars and I also don't like waste, so I like the good gas mileage when I can get it. But I started comparing the ability to expand and the overall specs when it came to energy efficiency, because like I said, I don't like to waste. And I like some flexibility. Okay, do I ever think I'm going to be doing more than 4 at one time? Maybe, I don't know. Don't know the future. If I knew the future, yeah, I'd already know the winning lottery numbers, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how that works. But the BrewBuilt IceMaster Max 4 was 3/8 horsepower for the compressor, which the Blickman glycol system was the same thing. 780 watts. The Blickman was rated at below 500 watts. I don't know how that works. I'm not an electrician, but meaning I guess it can peak at 500 watts, but it usually is lower. Then the big thing, which really doesn't benefit me in my eyes, but I could be dead wrong. I'm not an air conditioning person. I mean, there's a lot of things going into these systems, is that you get 2600 BTU with the BrewBuilt IceMaster Max 4 and the IceMaster 100, but you get 3400. Yeah, I'm talking like almost 30, probably about 30% more, 3400 BTU for less power out of the Blickman system, which tells me that they're spending more on the compressor, and the compressor is more efficient, which justifies some of the pricing. And the other thing I liked about those systems were both of them were 8 gallons. So I don't have to worry about a half gallon and it's dumping through a half gallon, because I mean, you're looking at your pumps, they're 3.5 to 5 gallons per minute. So you're not even giving that liquid time to chill back down. So if you're sitting at 8 gallons, you're fine. But if you're in some of those systems that were at 1.5, 2 gallons, yeah, I mean, great if you're doing one, but if you're doing multiples, you need that additional liquid so that it has time to cool down before it's being pumped back into the system. And if you're pumping constantly based on, you know, maybe you have 4 things going, as one's hitting temp, another one might be coming out of temp, and you got to pump it. So you got to keep everything going, and you got to kind of think ahead as much as you can possibly. So we're going to go right ahead, go into the unboxing. Yep, 2.5 gallons of glycol. Yes, yes. And this was in a box that was the only box labeled "Do Not Crush." And guess which box UPS crushed? Yeah, they didn't damage it, but they crushed it. It was like, you write "Do Not Crush" and it's like a challenge. Fragile, oh, let's throw it. It's a challenge, yeah. Some of the shipping companies, there's always somebody out there thinking, it's a challenge. I'm gonna move this out of our way. I'm gonna move this out of our way. This is the box of all the goodies that I have to go through and build everything. And yeah, I'll probably do a video on the Fermonster building it. I'll do both, the BrewZilla and the Fermonster. So, or yeah, whatever, the all-rounder. So you can see what you have to do and modifications for anybody who's interested. Okay, I still haven't told you what I got, but the box is down here. Don't forget, like, subscribe, definitely throw the comments in there. There was a few others out there I did not cover that were definitely worth mentioning, but there was just so many, and I do apologize there. But yeah, I believe one was the penguin, which I had a gentleman said that his works great. He's been using it for years. I just tried to reduce what I was covering. It was just too many things to cover. Now let's see if I can lift this up without killing myself. Oh, I'm not gonna show you what's in it. Not gonna show you the sides. It has a name on it. So first of all, did it come packed safely? Because I did hear on the BrewBuilt IceMaster Max 2, somebody was a little concerned with the strappings on the bottom. I don't know about the bottom, so I don't know if it's got a skid plate or what it has or how safe that was. That might be perfectly fine. I don't know. So I can't comment on that other than that somebody was complaining on that one. But this thing is surrounded with thick styrofoam pretty much everywhere. And do I mean thick styrofoam? Yes. On all the sides, thick styrofoam. The top, where I don't think it needed nearly as much styrofoam, it's got more styrofoam. And it's got a bunch of equipment inside of more styrofoam. So if you needed some styrofoam, you want it to go float down the lazy river, you have your styrofoam. Not sure if you can see it on the camera, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but that's okay. I'll be picking it up here shortly to show you. I'm gonna get all the parts out of my way, and we're gonna go ahead and lift it up and unveil it. And understand, this is the first time I've opened the box all the way. I just peeked inside to make sure it didn't look damaged. See how much I can scratch up my table. Ta-da! Yes, it's the Blickman. Okay, why? Why? Well, hands down, right up front, and I can't say that BrewBuilt service is any different than Blickman because I've never used it. But after raving about the amazing service and support I got from Jarrett and all the support I've had from Blickman with the channel, how could I have gone any other way? I mean, unless it just didn't meet my needs. This thing will more than meet my needs. It will exceed my needs and my expectations, or at least what I foresee in the immediate future. So we have 6 plugs. Somebody told me this was kind of flimsy. I'm gonna see. Well, I can't even take it off, so it can't be that flimsy if I can't even just take it off. So yeah, debunked, number 1. Beautiful system. I'm gonna take a quick peek at everything and then we're gonna continue. I'm gonna go into some details here. I probably should save it for a first review, but yeah, no, I'm gonna give you some good information that's really gonna help you if you're looking at a system like this based on what I hoped, and actually now I'm finding is actually, yeah, so I'm excited. Okay, first of all, when you have to put the wheels on, you can use part of the styrofoam, set it up diagonally and kind of put them on. Be very careful if you're doing it by yourself. Very, very, very careful. You could drop it, you could damage the whole system. That just wouldn't be good. If you have someone to help you, that would be better. If you need to lay it on its side and put the wheels on, then go ahead. But understand that, like it says over here, that make sure the unit is upright for at least 12 hours before you turn it on. It's something, I'm not an air conditioning person, and I'm told it's something with oil or liquid that's inside the compressor. Yeah, so I didn't want to have to do that, even though I don't plan on turning it on right now. I just don't want to flip it on its side. So you can open a panel on this side, which I'm going to show you on a camera. There's a panel on the back. I opened it to get some styrofoam out of my way. There's a panel on the front you can open right here where the control system and power is, which actually is preset to on. I'm going to turn that off for now. And over here, you have another area which was already open, and it came with a big old warning. Yes, big old warning. I keep finding these little warnings, which is good. I'd rather like to know than not. Well, this fell out of it. Yeah, it's a wooden dowel. And I was like, why was that in there? This says right here, caution, before starting chiller, remove the wooden dowel from the fan and install the vented panel. This is the vented panel. So yeah, this is, for some reason, I guess it's designed to keep the fan from moving around and shipping. I don't know how that's gonna damage it, but I guess it's just safety, which I fully understand. I'm gonna show you each piece. This is the part that I thought looked a little flimsy in a video I saw. It's far from flimsy, trust me, it's nice and solid. It's just, and the edges of these are all folded stainless. It's not sharp, but you could cut yourself if you hit yourself hard enough, but you could probably do that if you get hit by a car, so I'm just saying. So one of the other things I saw, which I'm gonna show you on the camera, is there's a panel to protect the power cord, which my power cord was very loose, so I took the panel off intentionally so I could show you, and I'm gonna tighten it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some really cool things that I just learned about this system, and I'll start with the front. So front top. It's insulated, yeah. Got a nice little insulation. Over time, if that gets damaged or worn, I mean, that just looks like the silver type of air conditioning type tape, so easily replaceable and fixable. Nice. Here's the key, and I'm gonna give you the big bonus right up here, and I'll show you inside. But the inside area, what I thought, can support way more than 6. Yeah, way more than 6. I kind of screwed up. I already had one of these bad boys. It's an Anvil submersible pump. It's very small, It only does 3.5 gallons per minute, which I know I say it only does, but that's pretty freaking awesome. That's more than enough in my mind. And I ended up accidentally ordering a 5 gallon per minute Blickman version submersible pump. Pros and cons. First of all, I'd be happy with this little booger. It's small, it doesn't take up any space. It's very heavy, very solid. Yes, did I look on Amazon and look for some cheap submersible pumps? Yeah. At the end of the day, these weren't much more, and I knew I was getting quality versus, you know, throwing the dart at the wall and hoping to stick. So yeah, I don't want to come home and find my submersible pump isn't working, and it looks like it's working, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know even how quickly you'd be able to tell that unless you set something to see it. So these are a beast, and I could probably get, I could probably easily get 12 of them inside of there. Yeah, 12. I could do 12 as long as the system wasn't fighting. And honestly, I think it could do 10 without a problem, possibly 12 if you're really gonna ferment that many batches. But yeah, this bad boy is awesome. Now, there is a benefit on this one, other than that it does 5 gallons per minute. It also has that little spongy filter in here, and the filter doesn't quite stick out as far, so it's about the same total distance because the pump is bigger. Got another benefit. I could easily get 8, maybe 10, but definitely 8 in there, and that's what I was hoping. So I can get 8 in here. Here's the next big bonus. I intentionally wanted the anvil, which I screwed up, my fault, because I knew, yeah, you see it, Duotite. Yeah, Duotite will fit right on here. Go right to the All-Rounders chilling system, which uses Duotite. I have tons of 9.5 millimeter outside diameter hose just for this. So actually it was for something else I was gonna test, but now it's just for this. And I was like, okay, that'll still fit, perfect, great. Well, then I get the Blickman one and I'm like, oh, excuse my language, crap. But hey, yeah, it fits too. So I'm like, woohoo. It is a little loose until it gets towards the end of the threads and it tightens nice. I could use a little Teflon tape if I really was worried, but you know, if it's gonna leak inside of there while it's doing this, I'm not worried. So yeah, you can put Duotites on here. That's a huge, huge benefit. I don't have to worry about any kind of special tubes, hoses, I'm good. I've got that, I can do 9.5 millimeter. I've already ordered insulations for at least a couple of the systems. Now, I know you probably wanna see inside. Yeah, what the heck, let me show you inside. As we come up from the front, you can see STC 1000. It's basically a lot like the Inkbirds. I've been using STC 1000s for years, so I'm okay. Come up here, and there we go. And maximum, it can hold 8.5 gallons without leaking. It does have a drain hole in the back there to the left, and minimum is 7. You wanna keep the coils covered. Here, you got the piece coming in to chill all the tubing. It's all stainless, very large, and I'll show you this. And let me show you this. We'll stick the pumps in here so you can see how tiny these pumps are compared to the space. Because I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute. Can you really fit that many in there? So here we go. Yeah, those pumps are tiny, and that amount of space, tiny. Yeah, plenty of pumps, plenty of space, not a problem. Coming around to the side, like I said, warning, place unit upright for 12 hours before plugging in. These are kind of cool. They're spring-loaded handles. Another air to allow airflow through the system. Back here was where I had the issue. I had some styrofoam in here, and I had to get the styrofoam out of the mesh. And then here, I had to push this in so it's nice and snug. And I'll simply put this piece back on it, which is just to cover it. The other piece you have is up here. You have your drain, so if you overdo it, it'll drain. And then you have this cool thing, which will mount right here. And what this does is it actually helps to hold any kind of cable management. So, and I'll show you on the main camera here. This goes on the back for cable management. Makes life nice and easy. Nice place to tuck away all your coils. Here's a little spec information if you wanted to see it. All 4 wheels have locking ability. And then over here, this is open when you first get it. You take the wooden dowel out and then you'll put the grill over this to cover it up. And it has another handle with a spring. So beautiful. This piece comes up here Yeah, it may seem like it's flimsy, but it is not. And it's got a big piece of foam. It's got just enough opening for me to get the duo-tight tubing through without it being squished too much. It'll be perfect. I'm not worried. Just perfect. If you had to move this and you had some liquid in it, I wouldn't recommend it, but it does have a cap so that you can cover it up and not have to worry about things. The only other thing I forgot is you only have one plug. The plug comes from down here, and then this daisy chains off to run the other 6 power cords up to the top. On the top, you can put Blickman's temp controller, you can put Inkbird temp controller, you can put anything you want. The nice thing I feel with the Inkbird over the Blickman is that I can control hot and cold, and I could do like a heating towel or a heating wrap around the actual fermenter. So that's one benefit I see with that. I know some people always ask the question, did it come with instructions? Diagrams, specs, information, and there is some basic directions trying to tell you where to put things, where things are, how to control certain things. It's a beast of a system, but it's a very simple operation, so you really don't need a great deal of detail in here, but it does go over everything. It tells you how to use the STC 1000, which I know how to do that, but yeah, I'll read it up just to make sure I'm not going to do any damage to the compressor. So better safe than sorry. But yeah, beautiful system. I've got to get it off the table so it can be safe, put everything back together, and I'm going to run a little water test with it first, and then I'll drain off that amount of water and put the glycol in there. And I can't remember the amount of glycol I have to put percentage-wise, but I do remember it kind of running on the rich side, and I'll make sure to get where I need to go on that. 2 things I do wonder. One, how do you know? I guess you just add water every now and then because, you know, your water has evaporated, and you got to read the manual. You can't just add any water. Read the manual. So, and then on top of that, I have yet to see any system with a filter like you would on a basic AC system to kind of keep the dust and dirt out. So based on that, I would say if it doesn't have it, and I'm not going to put it on there because I don't know if it's allowed, recommended, it would put a stress on the compressor, but I would clean everything out. Mine's got a little dust in there. I'm going to clean it all up before I turn it on and power it up, because we all know we're not going to routinely clean this like we probably should. So I want to make sure it's as clean as possible up front, so when I do have to clean it, yeah, I have a little more time in between. Or at least when I do get around to it, it's not that dirty. So don't forget to like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. It's okay, I locked it. It's not gonna fall over. It's all good. But yeah, excited, got a lot of work ahead. So cheers, thank you.